The desired outcome for this part will allow you to focus on a larger scale classroom system to serve students. Class-wide systems could allow for better efficiency when considering behavior and classroom management. In operationally defining class-wide systems, keep in mind the word all. Since these systems are designed for all students, there is heavy alignment with core behavior structures. When setting up class-wide systems, initially brainstorm a list of concerns you may have with behavior. It is very important that you consider what you want to achieve by implementing any system. This will help guide you in development. The structure of the system relates to 3 categories: high, medium, or low. How you set up any system depends on the level of structure needed. Finally, it is not imperative that a class-wide system offers rewards. There are things students can receive by showing desired behaviors, such as knowledge and praise, that are not tangible. Clear expectations and solid instruction regarding behavior need to happen first in developing any system. The question posed at the top of this slide should cause some reflection. Since many of these options relate to intrinsic or extrinsic motivation, keep in mind that research does not support that one is better than the other. What is key is what type of motivation works. Most behaviors are the result of a complex mix of both types of motivation. The basic rule for teachers is, if you can't motivate students intrinsically, use extrinsic rewards to get the desired behavior. Once the desired behavior is established, you can fade back extrinsic rewards. Researchers such as Skinner support this notion. The next step in thinking around class-wide systems requires that you decide how structured you need to be. If you decide to use a reward system, note that time limits generally factor into a reward system. For example, getting points in a certain time period earns a reward. This usually helps students see that they can attain something in a shorter spurt of time, and if times are rough, there is a clean slate once the next time period starts. Many class-wide systems consider progress over a day, week, or quarter. The underlying question should always be if students remain engaged and motivated as related to your system. This slide sets some criteria as you consider what level of structure needs to exist in your classroom. Again, low, medium, and high structure are options. If medium structure best defines your class, refer to the handouts in the resources section of this session. A more thorough explanation of these options exists there. You can find out about things such as lottery tickets and self-evaluation of on and off-task behavior, and consider how to implement these systems if they will work well for you. The other systems will be briefly described in the following slides. Please feel free to pause the voiceover on particular slides if the idea interests you. Reach out to your behavior intervention coach if you would like to discuss any of these ideas in detail. If high structure best defines your class, refer to the handouts in the resources section of this session. You can find out about things such as whole class points, and consider how to implement this system if it helps. The other systems will be briefly described in the following slides. Please feel free to pause the voiceover on particular slides if the idea interests you. Reach out to your behavior intervention coach if you would like to discuss any of these ideas in detail. As discussed in previous slides, systems can also exist without rewards. Since there is such a close link to students building internal skills to motivate them in non-reward systems, goal setting is huge. In a perfect world, no systems are necessary because students are all equipped to behave and learn from you. Since this is seldom the current state of things, systems are necessary and should be faded whenever possible. Fading decreases a student's reliance on you to manage their behavior. If you need to start with a highly structured system, the ideas here take you through the progression working towards the utopian state of no system. The biggest takeaway from this session as far as class-wide systems go is that your students guide you. Whatever supports need to exist to create a positive, healthy classroom environment are your decision. Systems exist for the purpose of positive class culture and should be developed and/or maintained as long as data and your observations justify a comprehensive approach to classroom management. Environment is one thing you as a teacher can control, along with the curriculum you teach and how you instruct. We cannot control the learner, but set conditions in our classroom to support them.